Then we had a type error that the explanation is it raised when an object does not support attribute reference or attribute assignments at all. But I think that you will find this more simple if we see in the code. So here we are in course culture, and this time I had a code for calculate the estimate age of a person. I had to find my code following the program structure. The first step is to define our global variables, where I have day, I have month, year, day, and on this date, then we will see how that works. I had a getAge function, that is the function that has the logic of how to obtain the age of a person based on the day, year, and month of birth. And here, as you see, then I come back to this function later. In the first step, I define clauses, but not for this example, so I pass for 4. Here I define my event handlers, where I had get input day, I get input month, I get input year, and I get day, and I calculate. And we'll see that these functions are the event handlers defined for the objects that I had in my register event handlers. But first, in the 5th step, I will create the frame. So the frame has a title except for the type section that we're gonna see here. And I have here the register event handlers. When I add to the components on the form my functions. So here I have my get input day, my get input month, and my get input year, get day, and my function calculate. And finally, in the 7th step, what I will do is start the frame. That's it. That's all of this code do. But at this moment, you will see that this code has 2 terrible errors. But that errors are not identified in the syntaxes of the code. I will see the errors when I run the code. So I will take the errors in the wrong time. So let's see. First of all, here is my frame. When I'm gonna put day, as you notice, there is the validation with the try and except block. My day is 26 and 5 because it's May, and 1985. Okay, and it says enter today separated by this one. So I'll put today is, and I will press the button calculate. So here I am my information. Only here is static. Okay, here are my 4 variables. Let's calculate, and I had a type error. As you see, there are several forms of we notified type errors, and one of them is about parameters. As you see, if you notice, when I defined my helper function, that is get age, we had type errors when not defined exactly parameters. So my function doesn't receive any parameters, and I had sent to him here a parameter. This is a type error. So what I'm gonna do is to delete this parameter, and now my function, the call of my function, is equal to the function that I defined in my helper functions. I will run the code again, and here again, see, this time I can apply to calculate my age, and it says enter today 410. Okay, now we have our variables here, and we say calculate, and we had another type error, but this time is a different type error. And then there is times errors on support operand types for str and number. So The situation here is because in the helper function what I'm doing is with the information up to date I take the user that put the day separated by this character. So what I do here is use a function for strings is called split. So he will find the string list character and he will give me a list with the information separated by this. So what he will give me will be a list with a 24 and a 10 and a 2012 all separated. So by that I can use my local variables in this function to subtract from the data of this list in this index for the year that I managed to put in the other inputs. But I had a type error because I don't do a cast here. So what I'm trying to do is to subtract an element that is a string with an element that is an integer. So what I'm going to do is transform the data that is in my list date in an integer, like I did with the others. So I will run the code again, and here we have (26). And I will do calculate, and here, as you see, the function tells me your age is 27 with 5 months and 0 days. Actually, there are a little more of validation that I need to understand, but I don't put it here inside the code because actually the months and days are wrong. But still, it works the way. So as you see, what I can tell you from here is that when we define some sets and looking for a type error, there are several forms that we can get an exception like that. In this case, it's important to, in the try function, even if I handled already here, I should try to put a try and except also. I'm sorry. Here with this try and except. Don't forget to put the return in the definition of the function. If I come back to the first example and I put the parameter that exists here, I will run the code again, and when I enter all my data, what I will have is that I had an error here. But this time, because the try and execute the function can handle it, it tells me I can do the calculation.